MIT Media Lab, great research in AI and special AI and society. I have a great discussion with him, and I'm very impressed with his website and vote. Wonderful. So he will discuss here later. I talked about that today already. That is our AIWS Society Roundtable.
Can I?
Yes, please.
To someone. Thank you so much.
We have Michael Dukakis, and we have a great Michael Dukakis Leadership Fellow to here, and Governor Michael Dukakis really impressive with all of your research, and he invited all of them of you came here, and he would like to encourage and can see how to help you more if you can lead up science and technology in the future and make society better, because he really worry that technology, if bad behavior, not so much a good leader can make the world very terrible. And I have changed to work under Michael Dukakis leadership for 6 years so far. I'm really lucky, and I think now our Michael Dukakis leadership fellow young research around scientists and technology very lucky to have changed to learn and get support from Governor Michael Dukakis. And today that is the first time we meet, and it is a format AIWS Society Roundtable with Michael Dukakis, and he always make very special only for Michael Dukakis leadership fellow at his house. Only his house, very warm and historic house for more than 50 years back.
I don't know how historic it is, but it's been around for a while.
Yes.
And there have been a lot of meetings in this living room, as you can imagine.
It's a lovely room.
We're planning all kinds of stuff.
Okay, so now we start with Governor Michael Dukakis.
Twine's a little too generous. I think the equation is reversed. I mean, I'm the learner here. I'm the guy that got a charitable D in physics and decided to go into politics instead. So I have great admiration for you guys. But it was Twine who has a history all its own, beginning with the founding of Vietnam Net, which brought the internet to Vietnam, challenged the then government because he created an electronic newspaper that was read by about 6 million people, and decided to make himself the editor and to take on the government on issues of corruption, which didn't go down particularly well with the folks who were in charge. And finally, after about 10 years, they suggested to get a new editor and get out of town. And fortunately, we got him, and Twine and I met as members of a nonprofit board in town and started talking about this. Although much of my political career obviously was focused on domestic policy, that kind of thing. I've always had a very strong interest in foreign policy. My parents are both Greek immigrants, and kind of grew up in that kind of a household. And when Twine came to me and said he wanted to create something called the Boston Global Forum and bring a lot of the brain power that happens to either settle or grow up here and address some important international issues, because I needed this chairmanship. I needed a whole head. I wanted 7 nonprofit boards, teach folks on it. But he's a very persuasive guy. So for the last 6 years, with some very good people, like both of you are going to meet, we've been trying to deal with important international issues every year. It started with international occupational safety and health standards after the Bangladesh disaster and what was going on, and has moved on to other things as well. Are we making an impact? I hope so. But as a guy that's not terribly technology oriented, although I have a lot of respect for it, my increasing concern is we're coming up with technologies which at their best can do wonderful things and at worst can destroy civilization. And particularly particularly in the wrong hands. And we're wrestling with that problem right now, I think, here in the United States, but we're by no means the only ones. Really could do terrible damage to the planet. So we've been at this, the bulk of the work is done by this guy, and I just kind of go along for the ride, but it's been a fascinating experience. I think we've had some impact, but I'm a guy that strongly believes that if the international community doesn't get its act together in a way that can deal with these issues sensibly and peacefully, there's real danger here. There's no reason for it, because we ought to be using these technologies for the very best reasons, and used in that way, they can do remarkable things. And we've spent 2 years on the whole cyber security thing. I'm not sure we've had any impact. I'm not sure who is having any impact. But it's kind of the Wild West out there when it comes to the use and misuse of this stuff. And I'm just a very strong believer that, I'm not romantic about the United Nations, but that's what we've got. And that's the place where we ought to be trying to resolve these differences, come to some agreement on how to deal with them.